Welcome back to America on the Road for Road Test Time with Chris Teague. This is Jack Nerad back with you, and we're so happy you're with us. We really do appreciate it. And if you like America on the Road, please look for us on YouTube and Rumble. We have video content there, and of course, join us each week here on America on the Road. We do appreciate it. Well, I was driving a vehicle, and it seems kind of like it's been on the market for a while, but this was actually a North American Car of the Year finalist for 2024. We're still in 2024. It seems like I've been looking at the Hyundai Ioniq 6 for a long time. I don't know how you feel about that, Chris. It's obviously a really interesting looking vehicle, very futuristic design. It has a ton of advanced technology. I like the driving experience a lot. In fact, this is a sedan. Mark my words here, Chris. This is a sedan I think a lot of us, including myself, could live with and enjoy every day. This is coming out of my mouth, Chris. So, and I really believe that. I think it's pretty cool. This is built on the same platform as the Ioniq 5 SUV. Maybe that's why I feel like I've seen it for a while. It has a kind of a much more elegant silhouette. What's your take on the overall looks of this thing? I think it's kind of a litmus test.
Yeah, I mean, it's way out there in terms of styling. I've always said I liked it. I think it's definitely show-stopping for a lot of people, but I have heard complete opposite opinions of mine out there, and I think they're probably just as common. So polarizing is going to be my word for that.
Yeah, polarizing is a good one, too. You either love it or you don't. I think it's kind of cool, although I guess the shape maybe eats into the trunk room a little bit. This is available in rear or all-wheel drive form. It offers a couple of battery options, one of which delivers an estimated range of 361 miles, which is, comparable to a Tesla Model 3. Very, very good amount of range. And maybe that's one of the reasons why I'm looking at this thing, because and liking it. The vehicle I had was the rear drive version, long range, with this kind of range. And in this kind of situation, I think this is the first time I've been in an electric vehicle, and I wasn't always checking on the dash to see how much range I had left. It just seemed like this is plenty, and I don't have to worry about this, and that's kind of what we like in our cars. Maybe you get the same sense in the Honda the Prologue that you have. I mean, tell me about that.
Yeah, although my wife did almost get stranded yesterday trying to find a charger away from our house. I think the rear drive, I've driven both the rear and the all-wheel drive versions of the Ioniq 6. I think that extended range, people talked about range anxiety early on. It definitely gets you over that hump. I mean, you still have to watch it because you're going to have to go charge eventually, but I think it removes most of that concern from daily operation.
Yeah, 225 horsepower and a pretty stout amount of torque, 258 pound-feet of torque. Like I say, 361-mile range estimate. And you can charge this thing to 80% charge or something like that in about, less than 20 minutes. I think 18 minutes is what they cite. I don't know if that's the case or not. I didn't do that. But and a price about $43,000. This does not qualify for federal tax credits unless you're leasing the vehicle. That's the loophole that maybe you want to look at. But I really think that this is the sweet spot for electric vehicles, not just for this electric vehicle, but maybe for electric vehicles in general. They don't have to be rocket ships. This has plenty of power. It seems peppy enough. And then you get that, long range where you don't have to worry about charging. And I think that trumps the, going from 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds to me. I don't know how you feel about it.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of people just want an electric vehicle for a commuter car, and this car satisfies that. And it is more than quick enough than a lot of people probably expect. So you're not going to miss out. If you really want to put your foot down, it'll go.
Yeah, absolutely. It will go. I kind of like the rear drive feel, although this still feels like an electric car, which means it kind of feels heavy. But the performance is sporty. It is super smooth, of course, and incredibly quiet. And I didn't have, bogus sounds piped into the cabin. Comfortably seats 5, not as spacious as a crossover, but offers pretty versatile cargo spaces. The rear seats fold. Again, I think the shape kind of intrudes into the trunk space. As I mentioned, a fast charger, and it has twin 12.3-inch digital displays side by side. So this massive instrument and infotainment cluster. I think there's a lot to like about this vehicle, and the price, I think, it's pretty much right. What's your take, Chris?
Yeah, I agree. And as you mentioned, you can still get the tax credits for these vehicles by leasing them. And for a lot of people, that's the right answer anyway. And there are plenty of, again, incentives, as we talked about earlier. So I agree with you all around.
Yeah.